Hello everybody and welcome! If you do not know, Fantasy Flight Games just announced a new standalone pack for Arkham Horror the card game, so I decided let's dive in, check out this announcement article, and keep all of you updated. I normally don't do this for standalones. I usually only do this for campaign launches or taboo lists, but if you enjoy seeing just all the updates here on the channel, let me know in the comments and I'll keep doing them. Announcing the Film Fatale scenario pack for Arkham Horror the card game. Lights, camera, action. It's the golden age of silent filmmaking with instant classics popping up on the silver screen left and right. But when an ambitious new producer unwittingly releases accursed horrors upon 3 different film sets, it's up to our intrepid investigators to fix things before the credits roll on the entire production. Fantasy Flight Games is thrilled to announce the Film Fatale scenario pack for Arkham Horror the card game. In this show-stopping scenario pack, 1 to 4 investigators ham it up at Hollywood's Lot C, where 3 troubled film sets are host to several bizarre and dangerous events. As with previous scenario packs, Film Fatale can be played standalone or inserted into a campaign as a side story. With multiple ways the scenario can play depending on which movie set is the main feature, this is one blockbuster that will keep you coming back again and again. So, I've already read this announcement article, so I'm not coming into blind to this. Here, I'll put this on this. We're going to check out all these cards in greater detail further in the article. There's some pictures from them. But this standalone scenario reminds me a lot of Hotel at Excelsior Express. In that one, there is a lot of variety in terms of how the final part of the scenario can go. But the final part of that scenario is a little bit short. This one feels like it's a similar idea where there's a lot of loaded replayability into this scenario pack. But it feels like from the pacing and the description, especially once we get into these other cards, it's going to be long. It's going to be there's going to be more time in the second part of the scenario when things change. Our story begins when a silent film star, Andre Patel, invites you and your fellow investigators to grounds of Hollywood's Lot C. Ever since the producer, Erica Strand, brought some new props to the scene, strange things have been happening. Cameras and equipment have gone missing, a series of accidents nearly halted production, and rumors spread about the films being cursed. No one took any of it seriously until a cast member was found dead on set. Now, with Andre's help, it's up to the team to figure out which of the producer's new props is causing these bizarre events, and which of the lot's 3 film sets is most affected. Andre Patel is Winifred Havamuk's new best friend. 3-cost asset, soaks for 2 and 2, you get +1 foot, it's an ally by the way. As a reaction, after you succeeded a skill test in which 2 or more cards were committed, exhaust Andre Patel, immediately take an action as if it were your turn. This action does not count towards the number of actions you take each turn. See what I mean? Winifred Havamuk loves this guy. It'd be crazy, you know? You just trigger your ability, draw a card, get an action. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. You start the day at the central lot, where you'll need to spend clues to figure out which prop is the culprit. To find clues, you'll investigate the space set of A Cosmic Journey, the jungle set of The Forgotten Island, and the gothic set of The Abominable Contessa. As you sift around the various sets, you'll have to contend with horrifying found footage hazards that might break a leg. Oh, sorry, I guess I should read that again. Let's take that again. As you sift around the various sets, you'll have to contend with the horrifying found footage, hazards that might break a leg, and persistent possessed extras. Just to keep your cool, check things out and watch out for when someone tries to flip the script. When you figure out which prop is the one that's actually cursed, the story progresses to the second act. Unfortunately, by that point, things have gotten weird. Alright, let's check out these cards. Central Lot. 2 Shroud, good old yellow circle. As an action, spend player clues as a group. Add the topmost card beneath the central lot to the victory display. Space set, which is fittingly the moon. 3 Shroud, 2 player clues. Forced. After you discover 1 or more clues at this location, test Brain 2. If you fail, lose 1 action. A little bit spooky, but not too bad. As an action, play an asset from your hand, reducing its cost by 2. Limit once per game. Jungle set. 3 Shroud player clues, so it looks like these are going to be the same from the 2 sets here, and imagine the Gothic set is also the same. Forced. After you discover 1 or more clues at this location, test Foot 2. If you fail, you must either take 1 damage or discard an asset you control. As an action, reveal the top 6 cards of your deck, choose a revealed item asset and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, limit once per game. And then the Gothic set, Forced. After you discover one or more clues at this location, test Fist 2. If you fail, ready the nearest enemy and moves towards, engages, and attacks the nearest investigator. After you defeat an enemy at the Gothic set, heal 1 horror. So one thing I find interesting is look at the symbols. There's a lot on the Gothic set. So that's a little bit interesting. Alright. Found footage is a treachery. Revelation, test Brain X, where X is equal to your location shroud value. If you fail, take 2 horror. Spooky. A little bit of a baby rotting remains. Hello, you gonna take me back? Take me back, please. Okay. And we got break a leg. Revelation, test foot 3. If you fail, must either take 2 damage or choose and discard a non-story item asset you control. Poor guy looks like he's like an extra in an alien mask, and he's just getting his leg fucking chunked by a parkan. That is gonna frick that guy up. That's more than 2 damage, I'll tell you that much. Possessed extras. 111. Interesting. There's only one longing, back to Earth. Woman in the moon. These guys are only 111. There's got to be something that makes these guys scarier. Maybe they change depending on the. Maybe they change depending on what film set gets possessed. That could be pretty cool. And then finally, flip the script. Revelation, test book 0. Each matching skill icon committed to this test subtracts from your skill value instead of adding to it. For each point you succeed by, you must either take 1 horror or place one of your clues on your location to a maximum of 3. So a little bit of a paradoxical thing. We've seen similar things actually in Alice in Wonderland, one of Beard's design. I think this is actually something I've seen a lot in custom stuff, and stuff like this really is clever. It's cool to see it in the actual game. Alright, so you might know that this was a picture that was spoiled in one of their live streams, so it's cool to see the game that it came from. Alright. Depending on which prop ended up being the problem, you'll find yourselves whisked away into a strange world based on one of Lot C's current films, or perhaps, more accurately, the movie's world has been warped into reality. For example, if you determine the cursed prop to be the Helios telescope, then you'll find yourself within a cosmic journey where the set is transformed into the far reaches of space. You'll have to battle alien Saturnites, try not to wind up lost on an asteroid, and take cover from the celestial showers as you search the cosmos for the telescope's missing parts. Perhaps if you can parlay with the Saturnite monarch, you can live long enough and prosper enough to make it back to Hollywood safe. Live long and prosper enough. That's a cheeky little joke. Okay, let's check out these cards. Alright, the Helios telescope. Gate to the cosmos. Victory 1, item relic prop cursed. Uses 0 shards as an action, spend 1 shard. Discard an exhausted non-elite enemy at your location. Then, for each remaining shard on the Helios telescope, deal 1 damage to an elite enemy at your location. That is pretty powerful. Saturnite Drudge Militia. 3/5/3, elusive and retaliate. Nice to see elusive here. As an action parlay, test Brain 3 to make loud noises. For each point you succeed by, deal 1 damage to Saturnite Drudge Militia if you succeed by 2 or more exhausted. Hey! 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 It's like you know how to be big. Oh, yeah, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Hey, hey! That's actually kind of funny. Dumb birds. Pretty tough enemy otherwise. 3/5/3 is nothing to scoff at. Lost Asteroid. 4 shroud player clues. Revelation, disengage from each enemy, put a lost asteroid into play and move to it. Not connected to anything. Investigators at Lost Asteroid get -1 to all skills during the Mythos phase. Test foot 4. If you succeed, move to a revealed location and discard Lost Asteroid. You may spend 4 resources to automatically succeed. Okay, so just like basically just eliminates you for a little bit. It's kind of cool though. I like it. Very similar to like the cards in Shattered Aeons, and is it Secret Name that has a similar thing? Celestial Shower. Test book plus foot 6. If you fail, investigator's location take a combined total of X damage, divide as you choose, where X is the number of investigators at your location. Interesting. Test book plus foot 6. If you fail, investigator's location take a combined total of X damage, divided as you choose. I mean, it seems pretty soft. Maybe there's something else to it. Saturnite Monarch, gracious host. Aloof, and he's elite. Hits for 2 and 2, so this guy doesn't frick around. Parlay. Test Brain 4. If you succeed, place 1 resource from the token pool on Saturday Night Monarch. If there are player resources on Saturday Night Monarch, add it to the victory display. I mean, that's not bad. I have a way to talk to him. He's not too hard to kill otherwise, but he does hit like a fucking train. Okay. We also had this dinosaur image spoiled, so it's cool to see it in here. If the cursed prop is the Staff of the Serpent, then you'll be transported into the dinosaur-trodden world of the Forgotten Island. Arkham's investigators have dealt with dark cultists and unspeakable monsters in the past, but being chased down by a Dromaeosaurus is certainly a new experience. It doesn't help that these primordial terrors can pounce on you if you aren't prepared, and even your own assets can undergo an unexpected transformation and bite the hand that wields them. As if it wasn't bad enough, you'll have to evade a relentless Allosaurus constantly hunting you as you scour the jungle for your way back home. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. You'll need some quick wits and quicker feet if you want to avoid becoming lunch. They just love their references. I love it. I love it. Okay. Staff of the Serpent. Soaks for 6 damage. Damage cannot be assigned to Staff of the Serpent except for the ability below. If it is Act 3, Fight. Add your brain to your skill value for this attack. If this attack defeats an enemy, deal 1 damage to Staff of the Serpent. 2 damage instead if the defeated enemy is elite. Add your brain. Because after you fight, add your brain. This doesn't deal any extra damage? I mean, I guess it's a really big number, but still. Okay. Dromaeosaurus. Dromaeosaurus. Sure. I'm saying that wrong for sure. Elusive Hunter. I ain't no nerd, says the man making a video about board games. 3/2/4 Elusive Hunter. After it engages you, you must either choose to discard a card from your hand or it attacks you. That's pretty annoying. That's a tough enemy. I actually really like that. That's a really cool card. Because it has elusive, if it attacks you, it's going to move to another location. You can then move to it and hit it, but it has like that pouncing dinosaur aspect. Really good. I love it. That's a great design. Great design for an enemy. That's killer art. Look at that little worm. Primordial Terror. Revelation. Test Book 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. If you fail by 3 or more, search the encounter deck and discard a pile for a dinosaur enemy and spawn an engaged with you. If the encounter deck was searched, shuffle it. That's a doozy of a card. Rotting Remains, but on book. Seekers love it. Everyone else is like, but why? I mean, rogues are probably pretty okay with that change. Love the card, though. Unexpected Transformation. Revelation. Test Brain X, where X is the highest resource cost among non-story assets you control. If you fail, you must either discard that asset or take 1 horror for each brain and book skill icon on that asset, and 1 damage for each fist and foot icon on that asset. I love that card. I mean, we don't have enough cards that care about this, so it's cool to see them kind of experiment with it. I'm down. I like it. Allosaurus, the Indomitable Predator, 5. Alert, Hunter, Massive, Retaliate. He cannot be damaged or defeated after a seal is placed on Allosaurus. If there are 4 seals on it, remove each seal from Allosaurus and flip it over. Okay, so it looks like this guy's going to just be hunting you. This guy's a nightmare. Okay, that's a bit spooky. That's a bit spooky. I like it. Okay. Last film set, as we know, is the abominable Contessa. Still, what's worse, becoming a dinosaur's lunch or a vampire's dinner? If the accursed cape is the cursed prop, and your team will find yourselves invited to the banquet of the abominable Contessa. It's an invitation you can't refuse, but you wish you could. The star of the show is the Contessa herself, who loves to poof in and out of investigators' locations like the horror movie monster she is. In order to escape her fiendish manner, you'll have to fend off her vampire thralls, dodge her burning hellfire, and endure her deadly vampire's kiss. Ooh, I didn't know this was a sexy movie. Life is preciously fragile in a horror story, and you'll have to pull out all the stops if you want to survive, lest these children of the night make music with your screams. Before we look at the cards, I'm just going to read this last little bumper. That's a wrap. This is one you'll definitely want to see in theaters. By the time the credits roll on Film Fatale, you'll be left with an Arkham Horror the card game experience you won't forget. Who knows, maybe you'll even want to make it a double feature and see how things play out differently next time. Take your seats and look forward to this adventure through the silver screen when Film Fatale hits store shelves in August. Let's go. So I'm a big movie buff. I love movies, went to film school, have a lot of training in film. So this is kind of like a dream for me. This is a really fun little scenario. I've seen people talk about how it doesn't feel very Lovecraftian, but it does feel like a pulpy, weird horror movie of things. Like, I mean, not weird horror, but it's like it's very pulpy, and I think that fits with Arkham Horror, especially for a standalone. If there was a whole like campaign that was these vibes, I'm sure it wouldn't resonate. But that's the power of standalones, right? Where they can do the weird stuff and have fun with it. And Cursed Cape, Shroud of Chaos. The Cursed Cape gets +2 player health, has 4 otherwise. When damage will be placed on an attached enemy, place 1 of that damage on a Cursed Cape. When a Cursed Cape is defeated, place it in the victory display. The Contessa, she's needlessly smug. 4-player 4, elusive, most remaining health for prey. After you evade the Contessa, ready her, she cannot attack for the rest of this round. Force, when the Contessa moves via her elusive keyword, move her to the Throne of Blood instead. Yes! Iterating on a mechanic. I love that. That is so sick. That is really cool. That's the kind of stuff I love to see. Look at this guy back here. That's hype. Vampire Thrall, 2/3/2, elusive hunter. Least remaining health. After he attacks, heal 1 damage from it. I really like what they're doing. They're really exploring elusive here. It's like they took elusive. They added elusive in Hemlock Vale. And then it really feels like in this scenario, we've seen it on a lot of cards. They're like, how can we use elusive against the players? And that is, I think, super, super hype. I think that's really cool. Hellfire. Revelation, test foot 1 3 times. For each of these skill tests you fail, take 1 damage. Cool encounter card, and also a reference to Castlevania, which is pretty sick. 3 little balls of fire. Test foot 1 3 times. That's really cool. I really like this. Really like that too. And then we have Vampire's Kiss. Revelation. This is not a sexy movie. This is a scary movie now. Now I'm scared. Test Brain 3. This test gets +2 difficulty. You have 3 or fewer damage on you. Okay, this test gets +2 difficulty. You have 3 or fewer damage on you. If you fail, take 1 damage. For each point you fail by, heal 1 damage from the nearest eligible enemy. I love it. Honestly, all great, cool encounter cards. I'm very excited for this one. So yeah, Film Fatale coming your way in August. I'm pretty hyped on this. I'm definitely going to put in a pre-order probably as soon as possible, as soon as I can. I like the flavor on all of these. Like, again, I think it's a little bit fun and it's a little bit pulpy, but that's what, in my opinion, standalone. Hey, that's my article. I think that's what this is all about. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, if you want to see me do these, I normally don't do these for like standalones, but when I was streaming today, I was talking about it and someone said they hadn't heard of it, and I thought, hell, you know what? Why don't I just do this for this announcement pack? Because I imagine there's some of you who might not be knowing that this is coming out, and this might be beneficial to you. So if it is, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and as always, a GG's.